Doing laundry right the first time is key, so today I'm going to go through the basics. Whether you're a newcomer or a veteran, I hope you learn a thing or two. I think the best way to go about teaching you laundry is chronologically, so starting with when you take off dirty clothes and ending with putting them away squeaky clean. One of the best things you can do is pre-treat a stain immediately after you take off your garment. I like to keep a stain removing spray hanging off my hamper, blast it, then drop it in. One, because that's probably when you're most aware of the stain, and two, stain treatments generally work best when given more time to work. The only caveat is you really shouldn't be leaving a pre-treatment on a stain for more than a week. Before we get into sorting laundry, let's talk a little bit more about stain pre-treatment, which will go such a long way. A quick lesson on stains. There are basically 5 categories of stain, and each has its own basic process and ingredients. Oily and greasy stains call for a surfactant like dish soap or liquid detergent. Food stains, which are usually enzymatic stains, need enzymes commonly found in all-purpose stain removal sprays and liquid detergent. Oxidizable or bleachable stains like red wine and coffee need oxygen bleach like OxyClean or hydrogen peroxide. And particulate stains, fancy way to say dirt, need builders like washing soda or borax. The last category is basically a cop-out catch-all of every other type of stain like paint, wax, Sharpie, things that are typically hard to remove and require special processes or even professional help. To keep things simple, check out AskJeevesNY.com or TheCleanClub.com and look up your stain for a simple step-by-step guide. In short, detergent and washing machines are dope, but a little bit of direct love and care on a stain goes such a long way. Now that you've accrued a big basket of dirty laundry that's been pre-treated, let's talk about sorting. I'd say there are 2 main criteria. First, by color, second, by weight. But before you do that, please check the care label as you do not want to wash a dry clean only item. Anyways, the reason we want to sort by color is you don't want dark dye, which will, not might, will come off your dark clothes, making your light garments look dingy and gray. And you don't want that white lint on your dark clothes because that's obviously also terrible. Obviously, the rogue red, pink, or sock getting mixed in with a white load is worst case scenario and the most extreme example of why we sort. In a perfect world, you'll have a dark load, a white load, and a colorful load. For items that are color blocked, like a black and white striped shirt, I'd probably lean towards putting them in a white load as they shouldn't bleed too much. Second tip for sorting, and slightly less important, is sorting by weight. And what I mean by that is the weight or heaviness of a garment. A cotton towel or jeans would be heavy. Underwear and synthetic gym clothes would be light. Let's use the white load for example. I'd probably wash my light colored sheets and towels together and t-shirts and gym clothes in another load. This is a bit more important for drying than washing, as towels take much longer to dry than, say, gym clothes. And if you were to dry everything together and not sort by weight, your items that dry quicker would be over-dried, which can cause wrinkles, static, and long-term fabric degradation. And a quick note, for folks who don't have the luxury of breaking up laundry into 5 or 6 loads, I'd really focus on dark versus light and keep it simple. Okay, now it's time for everything to go into the machine. Let's talk about proper loading. Any products that go on the wheel or the drum of the machine should be added before your clothes go in. So, scent beads, detergent, powdered boosters, etc. If you forget to add your products first and you have a front loader, just spin the wheel so they're on the bottom when the cycle starts. If you have a top loader, you may want to physically turn your clothes so the product is at the bottom. I'll make a separate video explaining laundry products, as I don't want to take away from the simplicity of this video. Liquid and powder detergent along with detergent sheets should go in the drawer. Laundry pods need to go into the drum unless your machine has a specific compartment for it. Rinse products, which are dispensed at the end, go in the fabric softener slot. Rinse products include fabric softener, white vinegar, acidic rinse products, and laundry sanitizers. And bleach goes in the bleach spot, but I kindly ask that you never use chlorine bleach in laundry. Close the door, pick a cycle, and pray. I'm just kidding. Everything's going to be fine. In general, I want you to use cold water, which isn't that cold, by the way. It's 30 Celsius or 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I ask this of you because it's really good for your clothes, and you're still going to get a solid clean while doing less damage to the fabric. I recommend increasing water temperature based on how dirty your clothes are, and for the most part, they're not that dirty. As for cycles, the express cycle is really valuable for stuff that isn't dirty. Normal is great for most garments, specifically cotton. Delicate or hand wash are ideal for pieces that require a gentle touch. Perm press or wrinkle free is for your gym clothes and synthetics. And sanitize is when you really need a deep clean, but this uses very hot water and it's super long and it will cause premature damage. Those are the basic cycles. There's lots more, but I think those are the 4 you should focus on. 4 or 5. In theory, your clothes are perfectly clean now, but please check any stains that you're concerned about, as tumble drying a stain will set it and make it much more difficult to remove. If you can't get to that right away, air drying is fine. That's not going to set it. Usually if a stain remains, I'll use oxygen bleach to correct the color of the stain or repeat the stain removal process and cleaning process. But back to drying, lightweight garments and synthetics air dry really quickly. So air dry if you can. It's going to help those garments live long. And try to tumble dry by weight to ensure everything is evenly dried. You don't want an overcooked, wrinkled t-shirt and a still damp towel. That's just a headache. In general, I recommend using a lower temperature and a longer cycle so it's a bit more even, and then stopping the cycle when your items are the slightest bit damp to prevent wrinkles and static. Static can only exist when water is fully removed, so this does come in handy. I don't like dryer sheets because it's basically just fabric softener on a paper towel, but they do help minimize static and pet hair clinging to clothes. So if you're a pet owner, they're a must. Dryer balls do speed up drying time by about 5 to 10%, and that does add up over time. Okay, almost done. Stick with me. It's time for my least favorite part, folding and putting things away. Obviously, the sooner you get to your clothes that are in the dryer, the better. Otherwise, you'll need to get an iron and a steamer to fix those wrinkles. Let's see, what did I miss? Mesh bags are incredibly inexpensive and a helpful addition. I use them for my socks, and honestly, I haven't lost a sock in years. Please try not to overdo it on laundry products and water temperature. I like a less is more approach, especially if you're pre-treating. But I hope you found this information helpful, and let me know what questions you have.